Hello, folks. This is Bob Cefail, and we are here for our Digital Frontier News weekly webinar, and it is sponsored by the Deer Crash Training Program. Wow, we have a ton of people that are in already, and man, oh man, there's a lot of people still trying to get in the system. Every week, we're getting bigger and bigger crowds. The first thing I want to do, though, I want to check real quick. Now, everybody, I want to make sure you can hear me. So everybody on your little screen, you should see a hand kind of like raised. I think it's on the upper right-hand side. If you can hear me clearly, just click on that little hand so I know you guys can hear me. Just as many as you can possible, click on your hand. That lets me know you can hear. Excellent, 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 excellent. Yep. We're in really good shape. Boy, tonight you are going to be blown away. If you thought the last few webinars hit the nail on the head, wait till you hear what we got for you tonight. I really think some of you are just going to be very, very surprised at what you hear. So with that said, I want to remind everybody we have these webinars every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you do want to invite others, you can do that. And all you have to do is you send them the same link that we sent you. So you just send them that link. That's just a simple registration link. And that way they're going to be able to just click on that link too and register and get in. So if you want to invite others, they're absolutely welcome to. In fact, I'd like you to do that. Let's get more people understanding what's happening in this crazy cryptocurrency world. With that said, the purpose of these webinars are really to do two things for you. We really want to give you insider secrets regarding this crypto world. We want to give you stuff that you're just not going to hear in other places. We're going to have special guests coming up that I think are going to blow you away. I'm trying to land a guest for next week that is a true pioneer. So, knock on wood, I'll be able to do that. I hope I can. In addition to that, we do also want to give you cutting edge training. So everything we do, we're attempting to give you education. That's kind of the name of the game here, education. Now, for this particular event, we are doing a drawing at the end of the event. And the way we do it is we actually draw numbers, and based on the number we select, we just figure out who is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth person in the system. We actually can see everybody in the system. And we're going to draw a lucky winner who is going to receive 10,000 cloud coins. 10,000 cloud coins. So we're going to do that at the very end, and then after we wrap up, we'll do a little notice out to everybody, and we will name the person. We won't say their first and last name. We'll give their initials. And of course, the person will email that person directly. So 10,000 cloud coins for the lucky winner. Now, I want everybody to, if you can grab a pen, I really want you to write down my email address, because you're desperately going to want to have that at the end of this briefing. You're gonna don't be running around trying to find it. I want you to write this down. It is bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. That's bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. Digital currency, CURRENCY, growth, GROWTH.com. So make sure you have that written down. Now, I want to, we're about to go into today's talk, where we're going to talk about 3 of our favorite coins. And more than anything, you have to understand a few of the key points over the next few minutes. If you understand these key points, you're going to understand what's happening in the digital world, and why are particular coins costing what, and you're going to learn a lot. So the first thing I want to remind everybody is this. You are really early in this game. I keep on saying that, but I want to, once again emphasize this. There is a famous formula called the S curve, and it's all about the adoption rate, okay? And this works for every single industry. That's kind of a blowout industry that's, covering, millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions of even billions of people. It's the adoption rate. It's how many people are involved with utilizing something. And there is a parabola curve, and the first 2.5% are the folks that are considered the innovators. They are really early in the game, and they typically make the biggest killing, the biggest financial killing. And then you have the early adopters, which that is made up of 13.5%, okay? That's your early adopters. They're right after the innovator. You guys, by the way, as you're about to learn, are actually in the innovator group. You're not even early adopters. You're earlier than early adopters, and that's very significant, as you'll see in a second. Then there's so from 0 to 2.5%, you're innovators. From 2.5 to essentially 16% are your early adopters. That's 13.5%. Obviously, 2.5 plus 13.5 is 16 at the end. So you have your early adopters. They really do well. Those are the folks like when you had the internet roll out. The innovators were getting online with some pretty Prodigy. If you all remember Prodigy, that was back in the late 80s. Those are the first guys getting, really the first public that were getting on, the internet was the Prodigy guys. And then you had folks getting on to, AOL and other things. Those were your early adopters. Those were, like 1990 to 94. And then 94 to 98, you had your early majority. And then you had your late majority in the internet world, internet access. Those are the folks jumping in from like 1999 to 2005. Those are your late majority, and then you had your laggards. So you guys are innovators. And that is why the next chart is very important to look at, okay? This is the number of wallets that are out there. Now, I'm showing you this because this is going to give you a tremendous insight into what coins are pricing the way they are, okay? Now take a look at that, sudden up curve, okay? By 2017, the third quarter, which is up through September 2017, you had almost 15 million wallets. That had grown by almost 2.5 million from the second quarter. So right now that's starting to spike upwards into a ballistic path. So most likely in the fourth quarter of 2017, you probably had somewhere around 3 million to 3.5 million new wallets. Okay. Now that means there's a whole bunch of growth. And understand your early wallet people, okay, in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, those are really, really, really highly technical people, generally. And then your next group are technical people, okay, up through 2014. And then you have less technical people, but they're still pretty doggone technical. So up through 2015, you're still dealing with folks who are very savvy to computers and the internet and bandwidth and all, that kind of stuff. Starting with the news, the drumbeat of Bitcoin coming out in 2016, okay, with that drumbeat, and to some degree, believe it or not, the presidential election suppressed what was happening with Bitcoin and this whole industry, not because it just, I mean, the oxygen, the media oxygen of the room was just sucked out by the presidential election. But in 2016, you started having people come in who are a little less technically experienced, all right? They still could kind of get it. They could figure out what was going on. So now what's happening, because the news is out there so much, you have a bunch of people pouring in that you could say a portion of those people aren't the most technically experienced in the world. I'm not casting any aspersion on people, just saying the truth, okay? So when you have that explosion of people coming in, newer and newer people, you not only had more coins coming out, you had more exchanges. You simply just had a huge growth of exchanges. Because remember, in most cases, I mean, you can do private transactions where you buy and sell coins directly to somebody else who has them. Heck, back, even recently, you still had people who would personally buy, they'd meet and buy Bitcoin, believe it or not. But in order to have fast trades, and somebody in China trading, buying coins with somebody in Indiana, that's when you had the development of exchanges. And so you could have a very quick transaction, theoretically quick transaction. So you've had a sudden growth of exchanges. Now, some of those exchanges have been very efficient, and some of them, quite frankly, not. And here's where we start walking in to what problem is happening right now, because you always have to look at opportunities and problems in any field. Now, if you take a look at the news here, the headline, it says exchange outages thwart cryptocurrency traders. Coinbase, CBO, and other houses. So what's been happening now in the last, call it 3 months, is you have outages on these exchanges because some have technical problems, but you also have a tremendous flood in of people, new people. And the new people not necessarily knowing how to use FAQs to get their questions answered, or know how to go onto Reddit or go onto Google and Google up, and try to find answers to questions about how to do things on exchanges. The new people would get frustrated. So you have, when we're talking about, you may have added 3 million wallets to the entire crypto universe in the fourth quarter 2017. Maybe you could have had 6 million new wallets because the exchanges operated efficiently. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, here is why. Okay, this is where it's going to get fun. You have large exchanges, and if you take a look at the 24-hour volume, you'll see that there's Bitfinex, by the way, does almost $6 billion of trades a day. 6 billion. One. The next one does 2.6 billion. The next one does 2.5 billion. The next one does 1.2. I mean, understand 3 months ago, you had about $1 billion in trades a day. Now you're heading to 20 billion a day. So what does this mean? It means these smaller, lesser exchanges, okay, take a look at what we call the second tier, and you could start with maybe Gemini going down. Maybe you could call that second tier also, although some people would argue with me. A lot of these second tier exchanges are having problems. They're having outages. The big exchanges have more capabilities in terms of being able to handle trades back and forth rapidly. So what happens then? And this is where you start figuring out what are the long-term currencies that I should get involved with. And once again, I'm going to talk about from my viewpoint. I'm not an investment advisor. This is not investment advice. Simply talking about why I like particular coins, okay? So if you have problems with a number of exchanges and people start getting frustrated, a lot of those people are going to go to the top tier exchanges. And some of those top tier exchanges are like Coinbase. Now, Coinbase is a very simple exchange to get involved with rapidly. You could sign up quickly. Okay, very easy to sign up. But Coinbase, you only have 4 currencies to choose from. You have Bitcoin, you have Bitcoin Cash, you have Ethereum, and you have Litecoin. And even within Coinbase, you can't say buy a bunch of Bitcoin and during the day go, you know, I'd really like to take some of my Bitcoin and buy some of the BCH, which is Bitcoin, the cash. You can't trade inside of that Coinbase site. You have to take your coins out of Coinbase, go somewhere else, and come back in and buy BCH, Bitcoin Cash. So even with that said, what's really critical for you to understand is you have a ton of people who are getting frustrated using a lot of exchanges, and they kind of throw their hands in the air and they go up to these larger exchanges like Coinbase, where you only have a modest number of choices. And what does that do? That makes those currencies very attractive. It's almost because the people getting into Coinbase, they only got 4 to choose from. So that means there's a lot of money. This is GDAX, by the way. This is another exchange. By the way, with GDAX, which is also owned by Coinbase, with GDAX, you can buy Bitcoin, and then inside of GDAX, you can buy other currencies inside of it. You don't have to pull your Bitcoin out of GDAX to somewhere else and bring it back in. So you could sign up for GDAX, and I do this all the time. I mean, I will see Bitcoin start hitting some peaks during the day, and then I'll sell a bit of the Bitcoin, take my profit there, and move it to Litecoin, which is starting to take a rise, and all of a sudden I'm making a profit. I'll take some profit off the top of Bitcoin, I'll throw it into Litecoin, which is starting to move up. So that's why GDAX is a better system for you once you get used to this whole world. But I'm kind of getting off the point. The point here is that my first favorite coin I want to talk about is Ethereum. Now, why that? Well, first of all, Ethereum is traded on every major exchange. So if you get people who are frustrated on lesser exchanges and they go, heck with that exchange, I'm just going to go to Coinbase because I got to buy something. Well, when you go to Coinbase or in this case GDAX, you only got 4 to choose from. Okay? So they're going to pick one of those 4. So that's why I like Ethereum, and that's one of the reasons. And if you take a look at their 1-month trend, it's a very solid trend. It's a nice trend because you have this factor of more and more people getting into cryptocurrencies, getting frustrated with other lesser exchanges, throwing their hands up in the air, going to Coinbase, going to GDAX or other major Bitfinex, and you have a limited choice. So you're going to go with one of the 4. So here's why I like Ethereum. It's got a nice rise, but also you keep on hearing about Ethereum. Why? Because Ethereum provides their platform, their technology to other cryptocurrencies. They're pretty smart. They said, well, we've got this great platform. We know how to market and sell and trade Ethereum. Why don't we make this platform available to other cryptocurrencies. So many cryptocurrencies out there are really nothing more, and I say this, and this is maybe a bad way to describe it, but what the heck. There are many currencies out there that are really marketing companies. That's pretty much it. And they're sitting on top of the Ethereum platform. So what does that mean? That means Ethereum's name is going to be out there over and over, and it's going to be promoted by other currencies that say, hey, we're on the Ethereum platform. So you'll have other currencies that push themselves, but they always kind of say, yeah, we're on the Ethereum platform. Well, when you're talking about how does one sell anything, I don't care what it is, the amount of outflow of the name going out and out and out and out, if the more you do it, it just naturally pushes up the success of whatever company. I don't care what the company is. When you hear about the company over and over and over and over, that helps a lot. And here, Ethereum was smart enough to figure out, well, why don't I provide my platform to all these other cryptocurrencies? And I'm going to, in effect, get them promoting me. I'm going to get my competitors promoting me by, because they got to say, yeah, we're blah-de-blah coin on the Ethereum platform. So you see, reason I'm involved with Ethereum is it's a long-term play. If I was buying Ethereum and watching it hour to hour to hour, I'd jump out of a window. And by the way, most of you, hopefully all of you, are not going to make the mistake of sitting in front of a computer screen or watching an app on your Apple and just sitting there all day long watching your price go up and down, because it'll drive you crazy. It's like a teeter-totter. Okay, all right. So I like Ethereum because it's in every exchange, major exchange. And in addition to that, you have all these newbies coming into the crypto world that, a portion will start using the big exchanges, but a portion will use the lesser exchanges, get frustrated, move into the bigger exchanges, have only 4 choices, and they got to pick one. So you got a 25% shot that they're going to pick you, unless, that may be a bit bullish, maybe a 15% chance, because they're all maybe going to try to get a little Bitcoin. And then, maybe 25% of the people are always going to buy Bitcoin, or maybe even 30%, leaving 70% divided by the other 3. So Ethereum, we like for that reason. Now, the second favorite coin is hot. It's called Qcoin. Now, why do I say this is hot? Oh my gosh. Now, first of all, and folks here that get involved with the stock market are really going to love this. Qcoin is a second generation exchange, but they have their own shares, i.e. their own tokens or currency tokens, really. Now, Qcoin is run by some of the most sophisticated executives in the technical world. The CEO of Qcoin, okay? He is getting his name here. I wrote that down. Where's his name? I think it's a Chan name. Looking. Oh, I can't find his name. I'll find his name in a few minutes. Anyway, the CEO of Qcoin used to work and was a major technical player. His name is Michael Gann. He was a major technical executive at Alibaba. Alibaba is like I don't know what you would call it. You call it, the eBay / Amazon of the Asian world. Okay, Alibaba had one of the biggest IPOs ever. But one of the top technical people of Alibaba, his name is Michael Gann, started Qcoin. And he brought in a whole bunch of other folks too that are just top guys. Now, what they focused on was Qcoin's technology, how fast they could do transactions. And do you know how many transactions they could do a second now? A second. 2 million transactions a second. Let me say that again. 2 million transactions a second. So as people, more and more people come into the cryptocurrency world, they're going to migrate and ultimately go to those places that have the best speed of delivery. Now, here's the next thing you should understand. Qcoin, okay, has about 200 million coins out there. 200 million. All right. Now, for quite a while, they had what we call the handle, and then they had the stick. But here's what's interesting. Their handle was running at about $1 for a long time. It actually was running in the cents range for a long time. Then it went up. You take a look, their year. There you go. See that? All right, here's their month. All right. So they had a handle, and then it went into a blade, but then it kind of stopped at about $20. Now, here's what's interesting. The currencies that really are long-term will do a handle, and then they'll do a blade, and then they'll do a plateau. And the plateau is when people are just holding for a little while just to see kind of what's happening. And then at some point, that plateau turns into a kind of a thick handle. And then as there's an accumulation of people that learn about the currency more and more, it's going to do another shoot up. It's going to do another blade. So right now, you are in a thick handle period at $20 a coin. It's a thick handle period. Now, let me tell you what we think the thing is that's going to cause that thick handle at $20 to do its next big jump. The owners of Qcoin have announced that they are going to buy back 100 million of those coins. Okay? They got 200 million coins out there. They, the company, are going to buy back 100 million of those coins. Now, I can tell you, in my experience in the stock world, in the regular, stock world, not New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, if a company announces a major buyback, guess what? The shares go up. Because first when you have more buying pressure than selling pressure, the price goes up. But this is a massive buyback. This isn't like 5%. This isn't like 10%. This isn't like 20%. This is 50%. And the rarer the coin is, the less of it, the more the scarcity. If you could create a scarcity, the price is going to go up. Well, heck, the owners of this deal have told people, hey, we're going to buy this. We're going to buy 100 million of the coins back. And in addition to that, the owners of the company personally have agreed not to sell their coins until, I believe, 2019. So they're not going to be busy dumping their coins to make a whole pile of cash. They're holding on to their coins. Huge, huge deal. And the plans for Qcoin over the next 12 months is they're targeting to do 50 ICOs or assist in 50 ICOs of companies that are trading on their exchange. All right. So that's a very, very significant thing I just told you. Okay. So Qcoin is a long-term play. Right now you have a thick handle at $20 a share. Okay. Or a coin. And, gosh knows when they're going to start doing that buyback, Remember, they have about 200 million coins out there, and they've announced that they're going to buy 100 million of them back and destroy them. Destroy them. So that's something to know. So these two companies are post-IPO companies. Okay, they're post-IPO or ICO. So that's important. I always like to get involved with a pre-ICO, or what I call a pre-automated ICO. What do I mean by that? There are companies out there that have coins that are not trading on big automated exchanges, but they are trading. All right. So you want to find companies that are trading like that. You want to find what are called either flat out pre-ICO companies or companies that have coins that are trading on manual systems that are not trading yet on bigger exchanges. And one coin that we have talked about here, obviously more often than not, is one that we're a big believer in, and I want to get a lot more into detail on this next currency. But before I do that, I want to explain something real quick. I think it's important for you to understand. You should understand about what my first company is. My first company, and this is how we even find out about the digital world, is a celebrity-based company. That's our first company. And we've been involved with matching up A-list celebrities, B-list celebrities with business, small, medium, large business clients. And we're connected with literally thousands and thousands of celebrities in the sports, music, TV, and film world. And because of that company, we started getting approached by cryptocurrency companies. And that's how we started learning about this crypto world, okay? And what I do, because I want to make sure my celebrities aren't getting into bad deals, because if I do that, I'm not going to have the celebrities working with us anymore. I do quite a bit of due diligence in whatever company approaches us. That's how I learned about CloudCoin, okay? And I'm going to talk more about C-Shop later in its relationship with CloudCoin. Okay, now why am I picking CloudCoin? Let's get into some real details. Remember, I always say with every coin, you've got to find out what problem does it solve. That's very, very, very important. What's the problem that a coin or a token solves? If you can't find the thing that the currency solves or the token solve, then you shouldn't be involved with it. Now, there are two clear problems in going on in the cryptocurrency world. I'll talk about, I'll get into the second one in a second, but one of those problems is energy. Okay? Now check this. Look at that. Okay? Now look at that headline. Listen to that. Okay? So what's the problem happening here? The problem is that literally in this county, all of any extra energy that's out there is being sucked up by Bitcoin miners that are making the currencies. You literally have counties, certain counties in the United States, where they don't have the electric grid capacity even anymore to be able to mine Bitcoin. Okay? This is a huge problem because remember, we're maybe sitting in about 18 million wallets out there, maybe 20 million. Folks, there's 7 billion people out there. So what exactly happens when you have 100 million wallets out there? 5 times the number of wallets there now. We don't have enough energy. I mean, man, you talk about the need for fracking. Holy mackerel. I mean, they're going to have every single piece of energy sucked out of the ground just to handle the energy needs of the mining of these coins. That's a big problem. Okay? So with CloudCoin, it doesn't require this massive amount of mining. It doesn't require that. And that's why CloudCoin, along with some other alternative coins that don't require massive amounts of energy, are going to be huge plays in the future. Okay? So that's the first problem. The second problem is the speed. Of transaction. That's a big problem. You know, ultimately, if you have a currency, its real use is it's got to be used to buy things. A currency is used to buy things. Okay. And there's only so many yachts and cars out there and apartments and houses and big items to use with a Bitcoin purchase. Okay. You're going to have to start getting cryptocurrencies or digital currencies buying things like cups of coffee or, food. So the speed of the transaction is the huge issue there. In fact, with Bitcoin, built inside of their own algorithms is a slowing. It's a brake. It's like a brake on a car. It automatically slows down the transaction speed because their theory is, scarcity equals a higher price. Well, they may be right. But at the end of the day, a digital currency has got to be used to solve basic human needs, like buying things, okay? So transaction speed is handled with CloudCoin. The transaction speed is instant because the way CloudCoin works is they have 25 separate nodes across the world. And what these nodes do, whenever you send your CloudCoin, whenever somebody sends a CloudCoin from one place to the next, these 25 nodes are like 25 passport officers. And all 25 of these officers are checking the passport simultaneously, instantly. So when you have a CloudCoin, literally before it travels across the internet, it's torn into shreds. The shreds are sent across the internet, and our little passport officers are validating every little shred until it gets to the other side, and then okay, we know that's not a counterfeit. So CloudCoin is built on anti-counterfeiting, but it's the same concept. It's called authentication, because at the end of the day, the whole thing is when you're using a currency, you know that's authentic. All right. So that's the problem that CloudCoin solves. It's the problem of swift, instant authentication without taking the Grand Coulee Dam to power it. And that's why CloudCoin is hot. Now, let me run back and talk about what digital currency growth is doing with CloudCoin, because this is where you understand how we're taking a company that's in a handle phase. It's in a handle phase right now. Right now, it's rolling along, and more people are getting aware of CloudCoin. That's what's happening, okay? And when I first bumped into it, when they came to me, they were like a penny or less. Now it has a trading range that's running with most people at between 6 and 10 cents. That's their trading range, okay? So our focus is several things. Our focus is to get massive awareness of CloudCoin. That's what we're doing. We're doing it in several ways. Number one, remember our company, that's C-Shop, that's Celebrity Shop. And this gives you an idea of some of the celebrities we work with. Here you go. That's Paula that's me. I'm the kid with the blonde hair. That's my wife. That's Anatola Toli for short. That's Paula Abdul. Okay, here's some more celebrities. She's on Arrow. She's a star of Arrow. That's Monet, and she's a star in the teen world. Okay, that's Eddie George. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, and that's his wife Taj, who's a huge music star. There's Kevin Harrington. Yes, Kevin. He was on oh my gosh, I can't even remember it. That TV show Shark Tank. He's one of the original stars of Shark Tank, and that's there's a baseball player. So these are all stars, man. That's Debbie Gibson. We work with her. Okay, so these are a bunch of celebrities. That's Terrell Owens. He's being kind of funny. He's running from us. Okay, here's some more. That's Ricky Williams, another Heisman Trophy winner. Okay, that's me again. That's Robert Horry. He's won 7 NBA titles. Okay, that's Dougie Fresh. A lot of you know who he is. So here's just a bunch of celebrities, right? Well, we work with thousands of these guys. We've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of big campaigns. Now, what are we doing? Well, we're busy getting these celebrities to promote and talk about Sean Worthington, the founder of CloudCoin, and we're getting them to promote his book, Beyond Bitcoin, and they're learning, and they're using millions and millions and millions of their followers. So we're getting their coins out all these places. So that's step one. And you should see some of the celebrities that are coming up next. Oh my gosh. You're all going to go, wow, that person's involved. All right. The second thing we're doing, let me see, I think I made a jump the wrong one. The second thing we're doing is we're getting a bunch of media. Okay. We're getting a bunch of media for CloudCoin. I had a little chart here, but I guess I can't find it. We're getting Sean Worthington on all these TV shows and radio shows. We started with radio first. We got like 50 different radio shows. Now he's getting on TV, 50 different radio shows all across the United States. He was just on The Blaze, which is 200 station network. Now he's getting on TV. He does his first TV gig in Seattle on Monday, and then he's in Chicago, and we're all aiming towards some big TV. By the way, we're working and we're partnered with a PR firm that does 700 media appearances a month with all the major players, every NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, CNBC, CNN, you name it. That's where Sean is headed. And we know as he gets into these bigger media outlets, there's going to be more interest on CloudCoin, and bang, all of a sudden you hit a critical mass and that currency starts flying up. In addition to that, we've generated almost 10,000 potential coin buyers for CloudCoin in less than 90 days. So these are all the things we're doing with CloudCoin. But now how are we getting him into the retail world? Well, this gets me back to our celebrities and a major project. Now I'm going to give you a little bit more information on this, kind of a secret project that we are getting a patent on. We have a big law firm that tells me they're going to have the patent application in. We'll have the patent application in and have a preliminary patent in place at the end of next week. Okay? Provisional patent. Now, what the heck is the patent about? I know a lot of people have been asking me about this thing. It's a patent that digital currency growth is going to own. The patent is all about celebrities and working with CloudCoin. Now, you all may remember this thing called S&H green stamps way back when. You know, you went to a store, you bought some food, and you earned S&H green stamps, incentives. You know, you went to this store rather than this store because this store had S&H green stamps and this one didn't. And the S&H green stamps, you would accumulate them and put them in these books and buy stuff with them. Well, what we're doing now is we are now promoting out to our huge number of clients, small, medium, large businesses, that we are now going to have a CloudCoin that acts as an S&H green stamp. And on top of that, a celebrity is going to promote it. So now you have companies that promote on Amazon. Instead of selling their shoe, they're going to sell a shoe. And along with when you buy the shoe, you can also get a cryptocurrency. Now, I think if I have one company that's selling a shoe that's about the same as the next company, but one company is going to give me 25 CloudCoins and then other one's not, I think I'm probably more likely to buy from the one that I get the CloudCoins with. That's huge. So that has just started. That's how we're going to get CloudCoin being used in retail. Because once that happens, it's all over but the crying. The next thing, I'm almost done, folks. The next thing we're doing, okay, I want you to notice this. I don't know if you can see the title of this article. Here it goes. Emmitt Smith using technology to fight sports memorabilia fraud. In the celebrity world, the second biggest thing that they do to make money is they sell their memorabilia. It's baseball cards, football sign, autographs. I mean, you name it. If a celebrity is associated with it and they sell it to somebody else, you could dramatically increase the price of that thing. Okay? But the biggest problem, and this is a tens and tens of billions of dollar industry, it's the second biggest way that celebrities have to make money. but there's fraud involved in it. There's counterfeiting involved in it. So I'm going to get a little closer to tell you exactly what we're doing. It's going to be used with CloudCoin. Is imagine if there was a counterproof or anti-counterfeiting methodology for somebody to have memorabilia or collectible sold. So somebody who's buying the collectible knows that it's not fake. And let's go a little further. We say that the celebrity then takes this collectible and promotes it to millions and millions and millions of their followers. Do you think we'll sell a couple of those things? Heck yeah. That's another way. And only could we do this with something like CloudCoin. We could not do this or easily do this with a blockchain, but we could do it with CloudCoin because it transmits instantly. So you may have celebrities that are teenagers, teen celebs, and you're not going to have a teenager get a Bitcoin wallet to then take their Bitcoin out and buy a collectible, would you? But if it's real easy to get their CloudCoin memorabilia, like a beautiful picture with a signature, it's going to be a lot easier to sell that, isn't it? Well, that's what we're about to launch. That's going to take that coin to the stratosphere. That's the kind of thing that takes a 3 cent to wherever you think it can go. Okay, last but not least, before we end this off, in July 11th through 14th, the biggest libertarian event in the world happens in Las Vegas. Every single major celebrity and politician in the celebrity world and in the libertarian world, everybody is, they all descend on Las Vegas. Well, guess who's going to have a really cool booth at that show and is a major sponsor of the Freedom Fest? That's right, CloudCoin. And we're going to have celebrities in that booth. And that booth is going to go nuts. All right? So before we do the drawing, I want to make a major announcement. Some of you may have heard that for the first time, Digital Currency Growth was selling a portion of our coins. Well, we provided a portion of our coins to a group of people where we gave them a significant discount on the current range, which is 6 to 10 cents. So we took a portion of our coins and we offered them to our Digital Frontier News subscribers. We offered a portion of those up till Tuesday, and those are bought out. We have a second portion that we have held for our webinar people like yourself. And you're going to be able to get cloud coins as little as 3 cents a coin, a major discount on the trading range. I have about probably 40 positions, and seeing as we have, looks like over 200 people on this webinar now, this is going to go quick. I have about 40 positions. And there's minimum amounts you purchase. So if you're interested in getting information, being one of those, it's a small, as soon as these coins that I have set aside sell out, they're gone. My guess is they'll go tonight. Maybe they drag into tomorrow. I doubt it. But if you're interested in getting information on how to acquire this, I hope you guys understand why CloudCoin is the favorite coin, because it solves a huge energy issue that's getting bigger by the instant. It solves a huge transaction speed issue that's getting bigger by the second. And in addition to that, I think you get an idea how we're going to make this coin go sky high by using celebrity endorsement, media, and retail efforts. And I haven't even talked about what we're doing to get it on exchanges. Okay? So you need to email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. If for some reason you don't remember that, bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, you can always go to Digital Frontier News, go to the contact section, click on contact, and send me an email. But I'm just saying, I've got a limited group. I have one other group we're actually taking care of. There are one of my partners in the business is Bruce Wiseman, under the pen name of Jonathan Wolf. He has a people have been reading his newsletter for years, his financial newsletter. I set aside some coins for them, and that deadline ends tomorrow, Friday night late. So I set aside some coins for them. But you here tonight, if you're interested in learning about it, email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. I'll immediately email you back the quick instructions. You can tell me if you're interested or not, and away we go. Now, let's do our drawing so that we can see who gets 10,000 coins. Now, I've got my little thing here. I have a little system to draw, and I'm going to tell you what we have here. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to tell you real fast here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, the winner. Oh, how weird. The winner of the 10,000 cloud coins will be the 111th person that entered the room tonight, the webinar room. So it's the 111th person. So you are a lucky, 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 lucky person. We will get your cloud coins out to you right away. I hope you're even more excited after hearing what we're doing with Cloud Coin and why we believe it's a huge buy. And I want to thank you all here. I'm going to try to get a very special guest. Sorry it took a little longer tonight. We went over by 7 minutes. I hope you like what you learned. Make sure you email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com and put the subject line buy, and I'll get you that information out. Thank you very much for attending. I hope you had a good time.